After my brainstorming session, my husband decided he liked the blended colors the best, and I suggested making it look like a sunset because we want to use all the colors in both lamps. And I added a little black and this purple to the colors we have in our room, which is this, and this, and the brass. And I've already wiped off the jug with rubbing alcohol, and I brushed on the black, and that's actually probably dry now. Yeah. And now I'm going to add the garnet, kind of brushing a thin coat on to kind of sketch out my design. I'm adding the garnet next. It's best not to touch the jug. I had to stop myself there for a second. And move it around by moving the paper, gripping the paper and moving it. But I'm kind of putting this on lightly, sketching out the design. You can see it's not real dark. Okay. Now I'm going to mix the garnet with the turquoise to make that purple color. I mixed approximately equal parts garnet and turquoise, and I'm just going to add that a little bit above and a little bit below the garnet color. So now I have it above, and I'll add it below. Okay, I finished adding the purple below the garnet, and now I'm adding just plain turquoise underneath that, just lightly kind of sketching it out. And I'm making a point not to touch the paint that's above it because it's still wet, and I don't want to get my brush contaminated and then dip it back in to my paint. And then I will start blending up a little bit here. Just get plenty of paint on my brush. And start blending up a little. Oops, you can't see it, sorry. And try to do it without having to put my brush back in the pot. Kind of blend it down, and then I will add the green from the bottom all the way up to around here. Okay, I set my jug on top of a jar to get the bottom off of the newspaper so that I could paint all the way down to this bottom edge without making it stick to the paper. I've got my semi-transparent malachite green, And I'll be brushing. Ooh, that makes a neat shadow. I don't know if you can see that. Nope. By the time I get it around, you can't see it. Anyway, malachite green. I'm brushing it from the bottom up. And there will be some gold overlapping that later. When I finish all the background sort of sunset look, I'm going to add some gold or brass drips to it. Again, I'm not quite going all the way up to the next color so that I don't contaminate my pot that I'm directly dipping my paintbrush into. And again, I'm not touching the jar if I can help it, so that I don't get the oils from my hands on the jar, which makes the paint not stick as well. And I'll just continue this all the way around. Now I've finished the sunset sort of undercoat sketch for this cider jug lamp base. It goes from malachite green to turquoise to a sort of indigo to garnet to indigo to black. And this black is anthracite black, which is a translucent black. And then I have to let that dry and can go back to do the second coat after it's dry.